Hello there, and thank you for tuning into my channel today. I have my weekly Make the Cards challenge post for you today, and this one is a sketch challenge. So for this challenge, I enjoy them thoroughly because you can make a ton of cards based on this one design, and I've showed you here that I've created 2 cards. And I'm going to be focusing on stamping a background today with some layered stamps by Altenew. And I want to show you how easy it is to basically make the same card just in different tones. So I'm going to do one on some plain white cardstock, and I'm going to do the second one on some light green cardstock. So here I've shown you the post or the sketch post, and you can see it's a very simple design. Very simple, classic, so I went with that sort of style. And I chose this Altenew Dainty Bouquet stamp set, and this is a really cool stamp set because it actually has a shadow layer first, and then you add kind of colors to it to make the image kind of pop. So the first thing I do when I'm layer stamping is I look at the guide on the back of the package, like this one, and I'll see how many colors I need. So I'm seeing that I need 3 first for the flowers and the leaves, and then for the leaves specifically 2. So I need 5 colors. So I'm showing you here that this is how I keep all of my swatches. I basically use a different stamp for a different line of ink. These are all my Altenew inks, and I'm choosing the first layer, which is the shadow, which would be Morning Frost. And then for the flowers, I'm going to choose these nice reds. And I'm going to stick more within the medium colors. And here I'm matching it up with a green for the leaves. So these little color swatches really make it easy for you to plan out your colors, especially for layered stamping like this. So I've kind of lined up in my MISTI where I want my stamps. These are the 2 huge shadow images. So I'm going to stamp these in Altenew Morning Frost. And you can see I'm actually just using an air hockey I guess it's like a glider that you use, and this works perfectly for getting that even pressure on my MISTI for stamping. So, and it's also really inexpensive and easy to find. So you can just order these on Amazon. They really don't cost too much, but you most likely will get a set. So you might want to get a few and then share them with some friends if you want. So anyways, all I'm doing here for my first step is I'm just moving those shadow stamps all around the background to cover it entirely. I want it hanging off the edge as well to create like a cohesive image. And that's what I end up getting. And now I'm going to move on to the colors. So I chose Forest Glades. All of my inks are Altenew. Actually, I think most of my products are all Altenew for today. They're just the ones that worked. I didn't do it on purpose. And then for the highlight or like the darkened areas of the green, I'm using Altenew Evergreen. So these 2 colors are from the same line of inks. If you're not familiar with Altenew, they basically have all their inks in sets of 4. And those are all in the same color family in different tones. So this helps you create your layered stamps from light to dark inks. So here, I'm really just doing a whole bunch of stamping, and because I'm using my MISTI, it makes it easy to move from one panel to the next. So if you have a stamp positioner, these are used for making a lot of cards. So they're perfect for mass production. I'm only making 2 cards because I wanted to just kind of show you how easy it is and to show you 2 different looks with this sketch. So here, what I did is I made sure that I stamped these in the same areas on both panels. That way, when I added the next layer, I didn't have to move them around each time I went to the next panel. I just kind of stamp and then stamp the next and move on. So now I basically have my 2 panels done, and I'm just going to cut out basically a front panel that I'm going to use. And because I've used bigger panels, those are 5x7, I can kind of move my die wherever I want to catch whatever image I want on that background. Now, I decided that I wanted to add a bit of ink blending to the edges of these pieces. So I'm using some Frosty Red for this white cardstock here, and it's a really nice light pinky red color, so it's not going to take away too much from the rest of that panel. And then for the next panel, which was the light green color, I'm going to end up using the Altenew Sweet Leaf. Again, that's the lightest color in that family of inks. And it's just going to add just a little bit of interest and draw your eye kind of more into the center of that panel. And I find it creates like a nice finished look by adding a bit of darkness to your edges. So once I'm done blending the edges, these are the two looks that I get. They're similar but different. And then I'll move on to the rest of the design. So I have these Altenew Fine Frames dies. This is a really cool die, which I recommend having. They also have it in circles and some other shapes, and it cuts out a whole slew of frames in one swift swipe through your die cutting machine. So that's why I like it. I get a whole bunch in one go, and I can keep them aside for the next time that I want to use them. Now I'm focusing on the inside of my card. Before I do everything on the front panel, I want to make sure my insides are done because I'm doing stamping. And I got to make sure that I have a nice flat surface to stamp on, so I don't want to add anything to. For the inside of the card, I want to highlight this one stamped floral image. So I have stamped the shadow in a bit of a darker gray, which is the evening gray, which is one shade darker than the morning frost in the same color family. And I will link all of these products in my blog. I'll link throughout the text and also at the bottom so that you can get a hold of all of these products. Keep in mind, some of my links are affiliate links, but I will always link everything because I want you to be able to get everything, even though they may not be affiliate links. So other than the evening gray, the rest of the colors are all exactly the same. And I'm just stamping it out to basically create a highlight image on the bottom left of my card. Now, I'm doing this for both of the card bases, and I decided that I was going to keep one clean and white, and the other one, I'm going to add a bit more to it. So I'm using my large acrylic block, and I'm taking that same image, that shadow image, and I'm using the Morning Frost. So remember, this is a bit lighter. And I'm using that to just stamp this image all over the inside of my card. And I want it to be like all over in random various positions. So I have to move that acrylic block around to first of all make sure that it's not overlapping with the other stamped images, and to also create variation so that it creates a nice cohesive background. And you can see, because this is in a lighter color, you can write over top of it with any black ink that you have, and it's not like you're not going to be able to see it. It just creates a nice watermark type background so that your inside matches your outside. So I always like using that technique. It's one of my favorites. So now I'm going to stamp out my inside sentiments. I'm using the Altenew Say It With Love stamp set. It has a lot of nice sentiments, and I'm making these thank you cards, so I figured I'd get out that thank you sentiment and use that here. So as you can see, I stamped that in black, and it's very easily seen, even with all that watermark stamping in the background. So now let's put together the front of the card. So I've taken those frames that I cut out. I chose one for the green, which was in rose gold, metallic cardstock. This is from Sizzix. And then for the other panel, I'm going to be using gold Sizzix mirror cardstock. And I just stuck those on using some Artist Tack dry adhesive. I linked this in my blog. It's a really cool thing because it's just adhesive on one sleeve of paper. The other one is a release paper. You stick your die cut inside the two pieces, push them together, and it picks up stickiness on the back and basically makes it a sticker. So for these small, intricate type dies or die cuts like this frame, it really comes in handy because I don't want to sit there with my glue trying to get it on there. And, it's really quick and it doesn't create too much of a mess. So if you see there, I made a little bit of a mistake. I made my card just a little bit too big, but luckily most of my stamping was done in the bottom half of my card, like it was lined up with the bottom edge. So I could just cut off a bit of a strip at the top to make it the right size. Now I've got these foiled and die cut sentiments. I've explained in my previous videos that I actually do a whole bunch of these. I will foil them and cut them out. They're from Pink Fresh Studio. It's the Perfect Sentiment plate and die. So it cuts out a whole bunch of them. I keep them aside in a little tin, and every time I need a sentiment, I can just go grab it, and I don't have to do all of that extra work. It saves a lot of time, and I really do recommend doing that. Honestly, if you're someone who makes a lot of cards like myself, or you have to make quick cards, these are perfect. So now I will just attach all of my my two card fronts, and Same thing here. I'm cutting it down because I did cut the wrong size. So at the end of the day, these cards are actually like 5" by 6", give or take a bit. And even if, I actually customize my envelopes for my cards, which I will show on a future video. And I think I've shown on a past video, but I'll revamp it for you. You could also just fit these into a 5" by 7" A7 sized card envelope would work completely fine. It might have a bit of space on the top and bottom, but it still works well. So now I have some nail art gems. So these aren't the ones that I normally use. I normally use Lolly Beads. These are a different brand, but they are on Amazon, and I liked them and wanted to show them to you because I like that they're nice and small. They come in different sizes and different colors. And on top of that, this embellishment wand, the embellishment wand that I'm using here actually comes with it. So if you're looking for one for a decent price, I think this is only about 16 bucks on Amazon. I've linked it in my blog again. You can go ahead and take a look at that because you get pretty much a good deal. I think there's also some tweezers that they give you as well. So these are the final looks that I get with these cards. 2 different fronts and 2 designs on the insides. I hope that you were inspired by watching this video, and I hope that you visit www.makethecardschallenge.com and post up your designs. I'd really love to see how you make your cards and how you fit them to the sketch. I've seen so many different interpretations of the sketches that we have, and I'm honestly always in awe. So I hope that you get the chance to check out the blog, check out the other designers' inspiration, and go ahead and link up your own project. You can be featured as the winner for the week, and that is posted the following week I think it's either Sunday or Monday. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. For now, I'll leave you with a subscription button, a playlist, and another card to take a look at. I hope you have a great day, guys, and don't forget to join the challenge. Bye.